I was a punk rock, hardcore, straight edge yogi in a band on the Lower East Side of New York City in the mid-'80s. And I had one burning question that maybe some of you can relate to. How do you find lasting happiness in a temporary world? How do you find lasting happiness in a world where there's sinkholes right in front of you, where there's anvils dropping on your head? How do you find lasting happiness when there's heartbreak, when there's chronic disease, when there's death of loved ones? What do you do with that? So let me tell you my story. I was in a band, and we sang about good stuff. We were into animal rights, controlling our senses, positive attitude. We didn't drink, we didn't smoke. Good stuff. And we had fans. I wasn't Madonna or George Harrison, but we had tens of thousands of fans, and we tour all over. At the height of my band's career, my father got sick and went into a coma. And that lasted for 3 years. My father, who was my pillar, who was my stone, firm anchor in my life, went into a place of unbeing where I didn't know if he was dead or alive. How am I supposed to find lasting happiness in a world where you can get the carpet pulled out from under you in a moment? What am I supposed to do with that? Well, some people said, well, you got your band is popular, you have a good fortune, but it's not just the adversity of loss and pain and heartbreak and death that can throw you into a spin and make you sad. The converse is also true. Success can make you miserable. And a lot of you can experience that as well in the workplace. Sometimes our good fortune really throws us off. Because I was studying yoga seriously, I started realizing, wow, my good fortune is exacerbating my self-centeredness, my ego, my lust, my greed, my anger, my desires, causing me ultimately more sadness. Now what am I supposed to do? This was what goaded me, what was the current, what pushed me at 22 to quit my band and leave home and buy a one-way ticket to India to find truth, peace, love, light, and try to understand these mysteries of life, living in an ashram and finding like-minded souls who are on a similar journey as myself. So I went to live with these monks. Now, what do the monks have? They have nothing. I'm from New York City. I was in a band. I had some money. I didn't have millions of dollars, but I had about $25,000 saved. And I will say that, in all honesty, what was going through my New York cynical mind was, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go to India. I'm going to find some guru, and those gurus are going to want to try to take my money. That's the thought. Instead of going in there with an open heart and love and embracing it, I went in there with my cynicism. We'll talk about adversity. The monks are going out of their way to find adversity. They're putting themselves in adverse situations like sleeping on a cement floor in a sleeping bag every night, going to bed super early, rising super early, taking freezing cold showers. And what do? Where's their fun? They're all celibate. They're not drinking or smoking, partying, going to clubs. Where the hell are they getting their joy from? Isn't it true? They are the happiest, the most blissful. And it was so inspiring, I thought, that's what I want. They have what I want. They don't want my stupid money. What are they going to do with it? Buy more robes? They don't want what I have. I want what they have. And if I could figure out how to solve this Rubik's Cube of life, I thought, that will be a treasure I can take with me. So today what I've done is I've compiled some takeaways that you can put in your pocket, use, apply to make your life more joyful. Simple stuff that I still use to this day. Here we go. So this first one is a great one. Our worth is not our stuff. Our worth is our contribution. So check this out. I grew up in a world where they teach you about net worth. What is your worth? Well, that's where we take all of our assets, right? Our income, our savings, our real estate. We add it all up and we say, this is you. And the monk said, that's not you. That is not your net worth. That is your net stuff. What are we here for? We're not here to collect. We're not here to hoard. We're not here to store things and build a fence around us. We are born to give. We're born to give love. So you can't keep anything, and therefore the theory is we don't own anything. If I owned it, I could keep it. So what do I own? I own the desire to give love, and only I can take that away. And we try to figure out why people are sad so often or depressed so often in a world where we promote stuff as part of our identity or finding ourself. The teaching is that we find our worth from what we contribute. Therefore, if we want to feel worthy, we should do worthy activities. If we want self-worth, if we want self-esteem, we should do esteemable acts. That's a good one. Here's number 2. This saves me from a lot of anxiety. I still use it on the regular. Here it is. I'm getting exactly what I need. I'm getting exactly what I need. The universe has a plan. Don't start thinking, Raghu, that your plan is better than the universe's plan. Let me tell you a story. I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat person. And I've lived in apartments with my family for so long in New York City and Los Angeles that I didn't have to worry about getting a dog. Dogs weren't allowed. And then we moved to upstate New York, and the first thing my wife says is, "This is incredible, now we get to get a dog." And I was like, no! And we got this little baby Labrador. Now, when you have little kids and you want to escape the cacophony of the sounds of the household, and you want just some time to meditate like you did when you were a monk, you got to wake up pretty damn early before everybody gets up. And this little dog, it was like a trip line because you made one little noise in the morning. I had to walk down these creaky old stairs, and I walked down these stairs like I was walking down a minefield. I had a map. Don't step there, step there. Don't step here, step here. Or else you're going to make such a loud creak, it's going to wake up that dog, possibly wake up a kid. And there goes meditation time. And you know what happened? From the day we got that damn dog. And that dog was up, and there it is. I'm sitting there with my sacred malas. I'm trying to find compassion, peace, love, connectedness. And all I wanted to do was strangle a puppy. What's the matter with me? Why am I so sick in the head? I'm praying for compassion. I'm praying for love. I'm praying for tolerance. That's why I'm doing meditation in the morning. And the universe sends me the very thing I need to get all those qualities. I'm getting exactly what I need. Which brings us to the next point. This one is a game changer for sure. We are here to evolve. Now, there's a lot of things out there, there's a lot of bumper stickers out there, there's a lot of theories out there that say, no, you're here to whatever, right? Accumulate wealth, live for adventure, life's a beach. Whatever you theorize is the goal of life. The monk said, hey, think of life, see it, view it through these lenses. I am here to grow. Now, the problem with all the other desires being fulfilled, traveling or adventure, etc., they can all lead to some type of frustration, and eventually they will. But when I look at my life through the lens of I am here to grow, and when I wake up in the morning and I just throw myself out there, what can I do today to grow, to evolve, to connect? Magic starts to happen. Then there are no more bad days, because the bad days, these are very powerful days for my growth. There are no more lamentations. Nothing's happening to me. It's all happening for me. I look at my life as a chance for reform, like I'm in rehab. And this idea of I'm here to evolve is so powerful. It changes the way I see the universe. I keep this one in my pocket, and I keep it close to me on a regular basis. This next one is so powerful. It's such a game changer, and it sounds so simple. Hear me out. See the good. See the good. Let me tell you how I grew up. I grew up sarcastic, snarky, cutting. I was very, very expert at demolishing a person, making everybody else laugh, and always feeling like hell deep down. But the monks are expert at seeing what is great about you. This is one thing they focus on. They don't like to find fault in anybody. They don't like to criticize. Generally, the criticism comes because I feel insecure about myself. So the monks go right in. I tell you, to be the best parent, to be the best lover, to be the best yoga teacher, to be the best anything teacher, to be the best friend. Dive into someone's heart and see their good and let them know you see it. And find that spark, even if it's covered by layers of poor behavior. And fan that spark. And you give them the greatest gift, which is to step out of that incarnation of themselves that's sort of trapping them and tying them up. You're freeing them to shed their skin so the caterpillar can become that butterfly. What a gift. See the good. You know, in the yoga community in the States, there's a saying that if someone's strong or someone's fluid, you would say, they have a good practice. For example, I teach arm balances, inversions, advanced asanas, handstands. How did I get good at that? I didn't come out of my mother's womb doing a handstand. It was a practice. I jumped up and down, I fell down. I jumped against the wall, had to come down. Tried it again. Eventually, I'm starting to stick them. It's a practice. Everything that we do is a practice. The yogis and the wisdom literature that we study speaks that our mind, like the body, also has to have a practice. They said the mind can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy, depending on how it's trained. So how do I do this? I know that my biggest issues in life is from an undisciplined mind. No matter what happens with my body or what happens with the circumstances of the world, my real pain exists within my mind. So, how do I fully get that my worth is my contribution? How do I fully understand I get what I need, I get exactly what I need? How do I fully understand I'm here to evolve, I want to get better, not bitter at this world? How do I fully see the good in people instead of trying to cut them down? And how do I find lasting happiness in a very temporary world? That's my practice.